Hey everybody, happy Saturday. This is Sports Fanatic News. I'm Joe Boric, and this is a look ahead to the two NFL games on today's schedule. There are a couple good games. There are the Bears and the Lions. The Bears, of course, are not the best team record-wise this year, not playing as well, but each week their numbers have been going up the past 3 weeks, and they've been playing more competitive football the past 3 weeks. Now, they are a team that matches up poorly against the Lions throughout the history. The Lions have won 8 of their last 9 games against the Chicago Bears. This is a game I really look for Matthew Stafford to step up and have a better game than he had last week and really come out and ball out against Chicago, whose defense allows 325 total yards, but also is actually better than people would think they are. But in a sense, these are games that Matthew Stafford has always stepped up at the end of the season. He tends to not take any team for granted and also notices when a team isn't doing the best season because of their offense and not because of their defense. Much like not the 49ers, much like the Broncos, who actually have a good defense top tier besides points allowed, which has a lot to do with their quarterback play and having created turnovers and putting them in bad spots on punts and stuff, is somewhat the same for the Bears, who allowed 21.1 points a game, which is still in the top 15, by the way. But a lot of points are because they have to punt from far back at times because their offense puts them in bad situations. The Bears' defense allows 108.9 rushing yards and 39.4% on third down conversions, and they are 216.6 allowed passing yards. Comparing to Detroit, Detroit allows 247 passing yards, 363 total yards, 116 and a half rushing. Their points is 25.3, and their third down percentage, they allow 38% on third down. So that's the only thing on Detroit's defense that's better than the Bears. So the Bears clearly have their better defense coming into this game. But the Lions also have Matthew Stafford, who has been a clutch quarterback his entire career, and he tends to step up at the end of games when it is crunch time and they are playing to get into the playoffs. Now, if we look at the comparison stats, Trubinsky has 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions for an 80 rating and 1508 yards. Stafford has 307 for 468 with 3,683 yards for 23 touchdowns and 9 interceptions with a 97.9 rating. I look for Matthew Stafford to really step up in this game, and the Lions should win this football game against the Chicago Bears, especially at home. At Detroit, this game starts at 4:30 today. The Chargers and Kansas City, that's going to be a great game. It is at Kansas City, but the Chargers have outscored their opponents 131-53 during their 4-game winning streak. And the Chiefs' first good game was really last week when they finally had a game that you've seen the Chiefs play earlier in the season and finally bounced back. Hunt had a better game after struggling for a while. Smith had a better game, and their D stepped up when they needed to, and they all together had a great game. Smith this year still has 23-5 with a 104.4 rating for 3,507 yards, so he's still taking care of the ball well. The problem is they're not spreading the ball as well and being as aggressive as they were earlier in the season. Rivers has 3,611 for 23-7 with a 97.2 rating. This, much like Matthew Stafford, is a game I really look for Phillip Rivers to shine and step up because Phillip Rivers is one of those game-changer quarterbacks. Nothing against Alex Smith. Alex Smith is a good quarterback that can win for your franchise once you have more around him, but the Chiefs have been wrangled by some injuries this year and wrangled by inconsistent play of certain people that they have not been able to take the extra step and get over the hump and really win some of these tough games because Alex Smith is a good quarterback that can be a franchise quarterback for you once you have your run game going strong, your offensive line plays consistent, which it hasn't been as consistent of late, and your defense plays very well, which has also been inconsistent of late. So putting all together, Alex Smith's not one of those game-changer quarterbacks like Phillip Rivers is, and I look to step up today. The Chargers are slight favorites in this game, and I think they will beat Kansas City on the road. Look for Melvin Gordon to have a pretty solid game today because Kansas City's rushing defense is 29th. They allow 125 yards a game. And then their passing defense is also pretty bad, which is why I look for Rivers to step up. Where if we look at the Chargers, their passing defense is actually third. So I think Alex Smith's going to struggle against them. And their rushing defense is not very good. Each team's rushing defense is tied for 29. So this is a game that running backs will probably step up and have very good games. So if you have Melvin Gordon or Kareem Hunt, they will be good people to definitely have, which you should start anyway most weeks in fantasy. And Alex Smith probably is a guy you don't want to start this week due to the good passing defense by the San Diego Chargers. If we compare offenses real quick in terms of points, the Chargers average 22.9, while the Chiefs still average 25.3. So the Chiefs average more points, but they're also facing a very tough Chargers defense in recent weeks that has just consistently got better and better. So again, I think the Chargers will pull this out by a slight margin and win against the Chiefs on the road, which will take them on the stride to end up winning that division. And then the Chargers are a team that could be one of those sneaky, scary teams once they get into the playoffs in the AFC. This has been a look ahead to the two NFL games this Saturday. Some Saturday day and Saturday night football. Have a good day, everyone. Peace out. This is Joe Boric, Sports Fanatic News. Have a good one.